You never know what you'll get in the water, and it's important, with some time and effort, to prepare for different kinds of water dwellers before going too far. One of the most effective methods is to make sure you take a selfie with your device to document where you were bitten by a crocodile or shark. These creatures are tricky to deal with, but you would never want one of them to be your last. If you're dealing with big cats, giant fish, or whatever's under your bed at night, make sure none of them take a bite out of you. 10. Housecats. People are generally on guard when crossing paths with a dog, but they're not always cautious about cats. Some people are more worried that the cat they meet is a large one. Cats are small though, so most people don't take serious precautions if they come across a housecat. It is rare for a cat to leave a noticeable mark on skin after the bite. Scratches, minor cuts, and redness are common after being bitten by a cat. Cats can carry bacteria in their mouths, and these bacteria can cause serious complications such as a wound infection. Always wash the area as soon as possible to prevent this. One such illness is caused by a protobacterium called Bartonella henselae. This bacteria can be dangerous for humans if encountered, causing disease in the form of safety of the public conrax, which include cat scratch fever. Kittens bring infections into domestic homes. In the United States, it is estimated that over 22,000 people are given a serious infection from a kitten every year. Injuries from scratching and biting aren't uncommon either. Cats also carry Pasteurella multicida, which can be life-threatening if left untreated. 9. Brazilian wandering spiders. Spider bites are rare, but they do happen. Some people are more terrified of spiders than others and might choose to run away, or it could lead to an accident, like slipping on a stairway. It's important to remember that there are still many arable parts of the world with little to no chance of interactions with spiders. Most spider bites are painful, but not all of them cause lasting physical damage. However, the most dangerous spider in the world is known for causing significant injury at a small radius around its bite. The Brazilian wandering spider is aggressive and highly venomous with global range. Brazilian wandering spiders are known for their very painful bites. If they feel threatened, they will bite you and can deliver some or all of their venom. The bite of a brown recluse spider can be excruciating. The venom it delivers creates an intense burning sensation with sweating and goosebumps, which may persist for several hours after the initial bite. If untreated, blood pressure is also likely to fall, nausea may occur with abdominal cramping, hypothermia may develop despite being slightly elevated when the spider bit you in the first. In some cases, a male might have a long-lasting and painful erection. In severe cases, these bites can result in death if you don't treat them properly. However, these spiders hardly inject enough venom to do that. Instead, they hold back some for future use and bite enough to make you feel sick and want to move away from them as soon as possible. 8. Gila monsters. Gila monsters are the only venomous lizards found in the U.S. While they can be found as far south as Mexico, your odds of being bitten by one aren't very high. Typically, these animals move slowly and lethargically. Gila monsters are long, reaching up to 14 inches in length. They have a big head with small eyes and a large snout. They prefer to eat small mammals, birds, snakes, insects, and any carrion they can find. Tarantulas are known to produce venom in glands at their lower jaw, which they use to inject over its prey. When they do this, the spider curls up and turns their body towards them so it can direct the venom where it's needed. It might be helpful if you took a minute to read that again. They don't bite and they can't withdraw. While most snakes and lizards will only chew on something they like, these creatures, Gila monsters, will chew and hold on for as long as they want to. It's going to be difficult or impossible for an individual to remove the monster. Gila monster venom is dangerous, though there's a small chance it will result in death. Its intended prey generally succumb to its effects, but for a human, it just ends up being incredibly painful. 7. Bullet ants. There is a species of large ants that grow to as much as 1.2 inches in length. These ants are known as bullet ants and can be found in the rainforest regions of Central America and South America. It's often the last thing that people want to deal with because they're one of the most painful entomological organisms on Earth. Only an organism with a Schmidt index of 4+ would inflict more pain than them. Schmidt described the pain from a bullet ant bite as pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your heel. A bite is undoubtedly painful, and many have compared it to being shot. You can also ignore Schmidt's advice on how to react to this if you are unable to walk on your heels with ease. If you're bitten by a venomous snake, such as the eastern brown snake, expect to experience intense pain at the bite location for between 3 and 24 hours. Unlike painful bites from other snakes or insects, which typically make waves of throbbing pain that will fade in time, the bites of non-venomous snakes, such as black rat snakes and rainbow belly skinks, bat bites are not likely to kill you if you are not allergic. If they do, that level of pain can cause serious injury, so it's best to be careful and know what kinds of venomous animals might attack. 6. Monkeys. It is difficult for humans to be completely safe from the risk of accidental monkey bites, though they are fairly common in some parts of South America and Asia. Monkeys are pretty dangerous. Flying teeth, teeth with bacteria, and the danger of being bitten by monkeys all contribute to the common fear and misconception that monkeys are bad for people. Those living in densely populated areas like Brazil, India, and Indonesia should be cautious about where they place their hands and feet. The mandrill's primary means of attacking its prey is biting, and their powerful jaws and sharp teeth allow them to shred through tissue and deliver a high number of bacteria or viruses. Monkey bites can cause infections, but the most serious damage comes from bacterial or viral diseases that call the mandrill's mouth home. Monkeys carry and transmit rabies, which is 100% fatal if left untreated. Symptoms include hallucinations and partial paralysis, so it's not always the easiest disease. Monkeys are also less of a big threat than some other more common diseases. Still, there are some cases where it can be avoided by getting vaccinated. It's not uncommon for people to talk about the dangers of getting encephalomyelitis, but if you're ever bitten by a monkey, act quickly to prevent any health complications. Monkeys are often found interacting with humans in rural parts of Southeast Asia. 5. Ticks. Tick bites are often treated for aesthetic purposes than anything else. Despite their nasty appearance, they are unlikely to cause significant symptoms or even put you in harm's way. However, if you notice them doing damage to your skin or clothing, it may be time to visit the doctor. Ticks inject an anesthetic into the skin as soon as they bite it to avoid detection. After they bite the skin, a tick burrows its head as deeply as possible and leaves most of its body outside. Soon after a tick bites you, it begins to suck on your blood. After a while, the tick's head will start to enter your bloodstream and feed on it some more. You may experience anemia or blood poisoning from this process, where some of the tick's own poisoned blood is brought inside you. Ticks can seed a multitude of diseases, depending on where you are in the world. They infect people with Rocky Mountain spotted fever, Q fever, southern tick-associated rash illness, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and Lyme disease. Lyme disease is the tick-borne bacterial disease that can cause severe headaches, facial palsy, arthritis, tendon and muscle pain, heart palpitations, dizziness, and nerve pain. 4. Rattlesnakes. Some snakes will always be remembered in life. All you need to do is get bitten or step on one, and any snake can inflict a large amount of pain and distress. Even though the fangs may hurt, the real pain comes from venom injected by needles. Despite the attractiveness of the Mojave Desert, there are numerous threats to your health. Rattlesnakes can carry one of the most dangerous types of venom, with some having toxic levels greater than that of other snakes. Venom can cause necrosis, which occurs when cells start to die quickly. It also causes coagulopathy, which means clotting is interrupted and blood flow is disrupted. Venom, as it goes straight for the tissue and blood as soon as it bites you, could lead to a lot of damage if untreated. Your chances of dying from a snake bite are low unless the snake was particularly venomous or it managed to strike someplace very dangerous. Antivenom exists, and if you receive it within 6 to 48 hours after envenomation, you and your tissue should be safe. Regardless, there is still a lot of pain associated with envenoming, so it may be best to seek medical attention as soon as possible. 3. Tsetse Fly. In sub-Saharan Africa, the tsetse fly is a major problem. People deal with these flies all year round and have been doing so for thousands of years. In general, for many people, as the first sentence suggests, doesn't take context into account. You might even encounter a tsetse fly at home in your own backyard. Tsetse flies are a type of fly that generally only bite and feed on blood. Unlike other houseflies, they're not as aggressive as their bigger relatives, although the pain you'll experience might be a bit more intense. If a large number of people in a country or region contract African sleeping sickness, they might want to exterminate the tsetse fly vectors, which can lower the incidence of this disease. These can lead to changes in behavior, a loss of coordination, and the disruption of sleep cycles, posing as work strains such as erratic memory and rheumatoid arthritis. Treatment is typically successful if administered before neurological symptoms manifest. Although cases of this disease have been decreasing over the years, there is still a lot left to be done. Treating it completely can eliminate the occurrence of fatalities, but even if it is left untreated, the disease will kill you 100% of the time. 2. Humans. While there is a chance that a biting toddler or animal can cause pain for those involved, most bites from humans are not inherently dangerous. They can cause tissue damage and infection if they become serious, but it's important to note that most kids will only leave with a little bit of playtime discomfort before everything goes back to normal. There are about 700 species of bacteria inside your mouth, and your average body has 20-72 different types. These bacteria live in our saliva and might cause problems inside the bloodstream if ingested or inhaled. Some animals have been able to transmit various potential threats, but it's not always the case for humans. For instance, a human can get diseases from an animal bite, but this isn't the only risk presented by biting another person. A human bite can be potentially fatal in some cases, but with proper treatment in the form of antibiotics, there's a good chance you will survive. On the other hand, an infection from a human bite is possible and may spread to other parts of your body. On the other hand, these predators are relatively small in number. After all, there aren't many people running around snacking on other folks. If you suddenly find yourself on another person's menu, however, it is vital that you seek medical assistance immediately. 1. Mosquito. Mosquitoes have a specialized mouth, a proboscis that is used in pairs. It pierces the skin and continues sucking blood after its teeth. Mandible and maxilla are used to puncture the flesh. So, in a way, they do bite down on you. They also sometimes don't cause any pain until it's too late to stop them from biting you in the first place. In reality, mosquitoes aren't the most dangerous animals in the world. In fact, they're just a very small part of the danger they present to us. They don't bite hard enough to cause any noticeable pain, but their bites can transmit a variety of diseases, including malaria and dengue fever. Mosquitoes are notorious vectors for many diseases, including dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever, Zika virus, and West Nile virus. They're also capable of transmitting a range of other diseases in the same way. Malaria is the most dangerous for people as it can cause severe problems with joints and organs that result in death not long after. Mosquitoes can be a significant danger to humans, and they're one of the deadliest animal threats. It's even more dangerous in certain parts of the world, where mosquitoes can cause hundreds of deaths every year.